Guys, please confirm to Narada get my voice on screen. Guys, please confirm to Narada get my voice on screen. Get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please check it now. Yeah, all of you get my voice on screen. Right. All right. Good morning, guys. And check it what we completed there in the last session. I think so. In the last class, just we completed Java naming conventions part we completed there in the last session. Total Java naming conventions, the topic we completed. Okay. All right, sir. Now, today we are going to understand Java programming format. Java programming format. You are going to understand this topic. Then after completion of the Java programming format, we'll start steps to prepare first Java application. Steps to prepare first Java application, we'll start. All right, sir. Then today, max, we are going to see our class up to 11:30. And the time is like 10 o'clock or 10:05, 10:10. Like that, I'll give small 5 minutes break. Then again, I'll continue the session. Just rewind to me. Just give an intimation to me when the time is 10 o'clock or 10:10, like that. Okay, depending on our topic, I'll give 5 to 10 minutes break. Then I'll continue the content. Okay. All right, sir. Now, let's observe this clearly. Steps to prepare. That means Java programming format. See, to prepare any C program, very fundamental C program, to prepare any basic C program or C++ application, or maybe any Python application or whatever it may be, where we need to follow some structure to prepare these programs. That where basic structure we have to follow. Similarly, to write Java programs also, we have to follow some basic structure. What will be the basic structure here we have to follow for Java applications? Observe carefully. To prepare Java applications, we have to use the following format. What exactly this format here? This format contains nearly 5 parts. What are the 5 parts inside this format now? Right, sir. Then what are these actually? First, we have to understand comment section. Next one is after that package section. Next, we have to provide import section. Next, we have to provide classes or interfaces section. Classes or interfaces section. Then after that, we have to use main class section. Overall, these many sections are existed. If you want to write any Java program, then very basic Java program. Then I'm not talking about too much enterprise application. A simple Java program if you want to provide, if you want to prepare, what exactly the minimum structure here we have to follow. Minimum programming format, what we have to follow, that we have to understand. Right, sir. Observe this clearly. Overall, inside this, how many parts are available here? 5 parts are existed. What are these 5 parts now? Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section, and finally main class section. Okay, fine. Out of all these sections, which sections are optional and which sections are mandatory, which sections are optional, and which sections are mandatory. If you observe this, comment section is optional. Comment section is what they're optional. Package section is also be optional. Import section is also be optional. Classes or interfaces section is also be optional. But main class section is a mandatory. Main class section is what? Mandatory. So first four sections are optional, but the main class section is a mandatory. Observe carefully. All right. Next one is after that, after completion of this, we have to understand each and every section clearly, one by one. Here we have to understand now. Right, so now let me check this one. Let me save this one. Right, here we have to understand. Now, first one is comment section. Second one is package section. Third one is import section. Fourth one is classes or interfaces section. And fifth one is main class section. That's okay. Out of all these sections, first we have to say comment section. We have to understand the comment section. Observe this clearly, all of you know. In Java application development, if you go for any real-time application development, what is going to be happen? It's a convention to specify some details about our project before starting your coding part. It's a minimum thing to provide some details about our coding part before starting your coding. Understand this? What I'm telling you. So, in a Java application development, it is convention to provide details about our implementation before starting implementation, before starting coding part. Implementation in the sense like what they're coding, before starting coding. Where what details here we have to provide? What details here we have to provide? We need to provide some details about our implementation. What details here we have to provide there? Observe carefully where the project details includes. Project details includes author name. Who is this author actually? Developer name. Who is developing this program? Developer name. Okay, what version of the application, version of the implementation, or version of the code? That means how many times we implemented modifications. For example, if we provide first time implementation, version is 1.0. Next, one time if we perform modification over the existing code, version will be increased at 1.1. Understand my point here? Second time we performed modification 1.2. 100th time we performed modification maybe 1.100. So like these versions we are going to maintain over the code. So versioning, that which version of the code, what exactly the version at present, which version we are implementing. Next one is after that objective. What is the purpose of writing this code? Why we are writing this code? Then after that, team details, if it is possible. Team information, what is our team? How many members are existed? Maybe if possible, it's not mandatory to specify these details. Next one is, if it is possible, client details, to which client we are working. Okay, then if it is possible, project details. Project details, what is the name of the project? Next, it is possible, module details, in which module we are working. Yeah, on which date we are started this implementation. Expected date to complete this implementation. So everything here we have to provide. Before starting our coding part, we have to provide these many details in our application. Good. But here the point is like what I'm telling to you. Here the point is to provide all the above details. To provide all the above details, we have to use comment section. What do you have to use there? Comment section. To provide all these details, we have to use what? Comment section. Where in the comment section, we have to use comments. In comment section, what we have to use there? Comments. Good. So how many types of comments are available in Java? Comment section we are going to use. But first of all, what is comment? You know, what exactly the meaning of comment? Comment is a unexecutable part in Java applications. Comments is what there? Unexecutable part in Java applications. That is not executable part. So then what I am telling there, comments are providing some description for the sake of developers understanding. Comments are providing some description for the sake of developers understanding purpose only. Understand my point here? Not for any processing purpose. Not for any processing or execution. Not for any execution, not for any processing. Understand my point here? Comments are provided some description for the sake of understanding developers. Developers understanding purpose only, comments are provided. That's why they're not executable parts. Comments are not going to be executed. Okay, fine. It's okay that I understood clearly what is the meaning of comment. But how many types of comments are available in Java? How many types of comments are available? There are three types of comments in Java. Three types of comments in Java. What are the three types of comments in Java? No, first one is single line comment, and second one is like what there, multi-line comment, and the third one is like what there, documentation comment. Overall, how many types of comments are existed here? No, three types of comments are existed. First one is like what there, single line comment. Second one is like what there, multi-line comment, and next one is like what there, documentation comment. Overall, three types of comments are existed. Okay, now here we have to understand what exactly the meaning of single line comment. What is a single line comment actually? Right, sir, point is very clear. The name itself is giving clarity. It allows only one line of description or data. It allows only one line of description or data, not allowing more than one line. Okay, fine. What is the syntax of this particular comment? You know, double slash, forward two forward slashes, and some description here we have to provide. That's it. Two forward slashes and some description. Right, sir. Then what is the point here I'm telling to you? It allows only one line of description, and syntax is like what there? Two forward slashes and some description. If you want to see any example for this, a simple example here I can specify. Now try to understand this clearly. Class calculator. Okay, now here inside this calculator class, I'm able to provide some content. That's okay, but I want to give one single line of description for my calculator class. Simply use two forward slashes. Inside these two forward slashes, then what we have to provide there, it will perform arithmetic operations. It will perform arithmetic operations. That's it. Just I want to give some description about my particular class. It will perform arithmetic operations. Say for example, I want to take like what there, void add of int fl comma int fl comma int swal. Here I want to provide some implementation. About this, I want to give one line description. Then what I want to provide there, it will perform addition operation. It will perform addition operation that I want to provide. Next one is, say for example, I want to go for like what there. Again here I want to perform void sub int fl comma into swal. I want to perform like what there, subtraction operation. Of course, implementation may be anything here. In both the cases, implementation may be anything. Coding part might be anything. But I want to give one line description about my method. Or that line here I want to provide, you know, it will perform subtraction operation. It will perform subtraction operation. Observe carefully. Like this, if you want to describe anything within a single line, there we have to use like what there? Single line comment. That's the point here. Now the second one is like what there? Other content is like what I'm telling to you, multi-line comment. The second one is like what I'm telling you, multi-line comment. Observe carefully, multi-line comment. What is this multi-line comment actually? Right, sir. It allows the description. It allows the description in more than one line, in multiple lines. It allows a description. Of course, this total thing is unexecutable part only. It allows a description in more than one line. Then what will the syntax of this multi-line comment here? Slash star star slash open and closed. Inside this, we can provide some description. Lines of description here we have to provide. Lines of description here we have to provide. How many number of lines we want to provide some description, we can provide. That's it. Now this is about like what there multi-line comment. More than one line description if you want to provide, there we have to use this particular comment. Right, sir. Now example here, if you want to see nothing else, then wherever we want to provide some description more than one line, there we can utilize like what there, this multi-line comment. Say for example, I want to take like what there, class calculator, same class here I want to take. Then after that, I want to provide void add of into fl comma into sval. Okay, similarly, void add of, sorry, void sub of, here I want to say into fl comma, then what next one here, into sval that I want to provide. So like this, I prepared one class here. My intention is what there, about this calculator, I don't want to say anything, but about this method, I want to write some information. What details here I want to provide there, just observe this clearly. Here I want to provide some details about my method. What details here I want to provide there? First of all is name of the method. What is the name of the method here? We can understand add. Next one is like what their purpose of the method. Why we implemented this method here? I can write to perform arithmetic addition operation. Arithmetic what there? Addition operation. Next one is after this purpose no. Next one is parameters. What are the parameters here no? Int comma int. Parameter is what there? Int comma int. For example, this method I want to provide like what there? Some int is a return type. Whenever we specify some int is a return type, no, definitely here we have to return int value. Return like what there 10 or something else. Return fl plus sval. Like this here we can provide return value. Now here I want to be specify like what there return value, return type, return what it will return integer value. Same scenario I want to implement for what they know for subtraction method also. For subtraction method also I want to implement the same details. But here name of the method is like what there sub. Purpose is what there to perform arithmetic subtraction operation. Parameters are int comma int. Return value is what there int. Like this we can specify any data, any type of data, but which is in multiple lines. In more than one line, if you want to represent any data, there we have to go for like what there multi-line comment. Everybody understand my point clearly? Next one is another thing is like what I'm telling to you, documentation comments. What is the meaning of this documentation comment? No, it allows the description in more than one page. If you want to provide the description more than one page, there we are able to use like what there documentation comment. Then what will be the syntax of this documentation comment here? You can observe this clearly. Slash double star. Ending symbol will be star slash. But in between these two open and ending symbols, every line is started with a star only. Every line is started with what there? Star only. Every line is started with a star. Some description we can write here. Each line is a description. Every line should start with a star. Observe carefully. Right, sir. Now, this is like what their documentation comments here we can understand. So example I'm telling to you later on. Don't worry for it. Now just we have to understand to prepare. Okay, it allows the description more than one page and syntax we have written there. But where we are able to use this, how we are able to use this? No, observe carefully. In general, we will use documentation comments. Documentation comments. In general, we use documentation comments to prepare API documentation for our applications. In general, we'll use documentation comments to prepare what? API documentations. What is this API documentation? I will discuss with you where we are able to get some clarity. Right, sir. Now tell me. Just I am giving some review of all the concepts what I discussed today. Observe carefully. Then today I started what? What I started in today's session. Observe carefully. Today, just I started like what there? Java programming format. The topic we started. To prepare basic Java applications, we have to use the following format. What will be the format here we have to use there? First one is like what now? Comment section, package section, import section, classes are interfaces section and main class section. One diagram also I shown there clearly. What was the diagram here I shown there? So this is a diagram. From this diagram, what we understood there? Right, sir. Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section are optional. Main class section is what there is a mandatory. Main class section is what there mandatory. Observe carefully. There here I started with the comment section. What is the purpose of this comment section there? In a Java application development, it is a convention. In a Java application development, it is a convention to provide details about our implementation before starting coding part. Before starting coding part, it is a convention to provide some details, where the project details includes author name, version of the code, objective, then after the team details, client details, project details, modules details, and so on and so on and so on. It's a convention. To provide all these details, we have to use comment section, where in comment section, we have to use comments. Okay, fine. Then what is this comment actually? What is the meaning of this comment? Comment is unexecutable part in Java applications. Comments are providing some description for the sake of developers understanding, not for the sake of any processing, not for the sake of any execution. There are three types of comments in Java. What are the three types of comments in Java? Single line comment, multi-line comment, and a documentation comment. What is a single line comment here? It allows only one line of description. Syntax is what there? Two forward slashes and some description. Some example here I've given. Multi-line comment. It allows a description in more than one line. So some syntax I have given. Slash star description star slash. Or one example also here we given. Documentation comment. It allows a description in more than one page. Syntax is like what there? Slash star star. Then every line is started with like what there? No star. Okay, fine. Now this is like what their documentation comment. Where we are able to utilize these documentation comments actually, in general, we will use documentation comments to prepare API documentation for our applications. But now here I have a question. What about this question here? What is API? What is API documentation? What is API documentation? That I want to know. What's the meaning of API documentation? Right. Understand all of you know? I'll give some definition or try to observe carefully. API documentation is what there? It is a document. It's a document. It may be. It's a document. It may be an HTML file. It may be an HTML file, or it may be a PDF file, or it may be a doc file, or it may be a TXT file. It may be anything. It may be anything. But what it will do now? It will provide some description about, it will provide some description about all the programming elements, all the programming elements, like variables, comma, methods, comma, classes, comma, and so on, which we have used in our program or in our application. That's it. Come on, try to understand it. What is this API documentation? No, it is a document. It may be an HTML file or a PDF file or a doc file or a text file and so on. It may be anything, but it will provide some description about all the programming elements like variables, methods, classes and so on, which we have used in our applications. Get my point or not? So it able to provide some description about all the programming elements like variables, methods, classes and so on, which we have used in our applications. That is the meaning of like what? No, API documentation. So one note kind of point what I am telling there, we can see we can get API documentation for Java predefined library. We can get API documentation for Java predefined library. Already it is existed. Okay, we can get API documentation for Java predefined library in the form of HTML file. Already it was provided that we can see in internet, that we can get from internet. We can download even the Java API documentation. All of you get my point or not? 1 minute, guys. Now let me think about it. One more point here. One minute, 1 minute. I'll show this. That's it. 1 minute. Okay, no issues. Now leave this one. I thought of it. It is available inside the Java software. That anyway, don't worry for it. So we can see that predefined libraries, API documentation in internet. So nothing else. Just we have to open like what there. Google it. The Google directly we can see that the documentation is available for Java API. Then what I'm telling there, Java 8 API documentation. I want to see this. Java 8 API documentation. Okay, now here it is available. So Java API, Java 8 API documentation. There we can see documentation. Java Platform Standard Edition 8 documentation. Open in new tab. It's a tutorial basically. It's a data. It's like a tutorial. It's not like API documentation. Just it is a tutorial where some information of the Java here we are able to get. Okay, leave this one. Not required. Not this one. Now let me check this here. Now here we are able to see this API documentation now. This is API documentation. Everybody understand this. Inside this API documentation, overall, 3 parts are existed. What are the 3 parts inside this API documentation there? First one is packages part. Extreme, left side, topmost corner. This is like what there? Like packages part. Bottommost one, classes. And the same left side, classes part is available. All classes part is available. where packages, and next one is like what their classes. If I select any package, respective classes will be appeared here. If I select any particular class now, automatically the class description here we are able to get in the middle frame. All of you observe my point clearly. So here, what is this part actually? So now here we can understand this part is like what their packages part. If we select one package here, at bottom we are able to get like what their classes. If I select a particular class in the bottom, no, there in the middle we are able to get like what, no, description of this particular one. Let's see, I want to select one particular class. What class here I want to select here? Observe carefully. Say for example, let me select some package now. What packages are existed here? Java.lang package here I want to select. This is a basic package and this is a fundamental package in Java. Java.lang. Let me open Java.lang. If I click on this one, automatically the classes part is refreshed here. Now inside this classes part, just I want to get some classes here. Observe carefully. Number of classes are available inside the java.lang package. What classes are available? Say for example, all you know, string class is available in Java. Am I right or not? String class is exist or not existed? In java.lang package, string is a class there. We can understand. Here string class is existed now. If I click on this string, automatically in the middle, details about the string here we are getting. Now let's check these details of this string here now. What we are getting there, observe carefully. All right, sir. Some details here we are getting there. What details here we are getting there? First of all, directly we are getting string class represents character strings. Something else. All string literals in Java programs such as ABC are implemented as instances of this class. Something else like this here we are getting some data, right or not? Then after that, after completion of this particular one, how to declare the string? Then how to get all the strings into the different forms? Like all the details here we are getting. Apart from all these details now, in which version it was released there, you can see that version information also there. JDK 1.0, the string class was available in JDK 1.0. Next, field summary in the sense like what their variables data, variables information, variables metadata here we are able to provide. Then after that, after understanding these variables information, all right, sir, we can go for constructors details. Constructors are going to be used to create objects. Constructors data is going to be provided here that we can understand. After understanding these constructors details now, then what next one here? We can observe this clearly. Methods information here we are able to provide. Right, sir. Now these are about like what their methods details. Okay, all methods, concrete methods are available, deprecated methods, instance methods, and static methods are available. Anyway, all methods here we are displaying now. So these are the method details about this particular class. So this is overall API documentation. This is a total concept of like what now? API documentation. Observe this point clearly. So now tell me, what is this API documentation actually? API documentation is a document. It may be an HTML file, it may be a PDF file, or it may be a text file, or it may be a doc file, or it may be anything. But it will provide some description about our programming elements like variables, methods, classes, and so on, which we have used in our Java application. Now Java predefined library is available. Number of predefined classes are available for Java. Number of predefined interfaces are available in the form of packages now. But if you want to know the API documentation about our Java predefined classes, if you want to know predefined classes about, that means API documentation about our predefined classes, there we have to open Java API documentation. There we have to open what there? Java API documentation. If you open Java API documentation, we can see description about any class which are provided by Java vendor, that means Sun Microsystems. So this is a way to get Java API documentation. Then where we are able to use, how to use this Java API document for our applications now, how it is useful for us while implementing our applications. If you think about this point, I'll give one scenario, try to understand it. If you go for software companies, if you go for any company, any software company, where we are doing one project, how we are able to provide code for this project now? To provide code for this project, then what we have to do? Nothing, sir. Very simple. Try to understand this. Whenever we have a particular requirement, Simply, we will search for that requirement and its code in the Google. For the sake of that requirement, any code support is available in Google or not, that we are going to check. If you type the total requirement, the text data in the Google search bar and click on search button, number of websites are giving the code snippets. Code blocks are provided by number of websites. So what we are going to do, just identify which code is suitable for us. Then copy that code, paste into your Java editor or Java IDE. Then after that, debug your code. Debug your code until you are getting no errors and execution output. Finish, application is going to be completed. That is one level, first level. Over it, if you want to do any modification or if you want to go for some implementations over the code, then you need to know the purpose of each and every intersection, the purpose of each and every class, what we have written. Of course, code we have downloaded from internet. That code we are using in our program, that's okay. But at least we need to know what is the purpose of each and every class. Number of predefined classes here we have used. In the copied code, if any class is identified which is not known by you, then what you will do, then there might be in the code itself for that particular class, no respective package is also be imported already. By seeing that package name, we will open Java documentation, API documentation, where search for the respective package. In that package, search for the respective class. If we click on the respective class, there we are able to get some description about that particular class. There we will read the description, you'll understand the purpose of that particular class, then we will implement that class in our coding part. All of you are getting my point or not? How this API documentation is useful for us? In general, in companies, we are going to copy and paste the coding part from internet to our IDE, Java editor or IDE. Then we are trying to debug the program. We are going to debug the program until the completion of, until the total, until you are getting the exact results. In this process, you may know, we need to know some details about the classes which are used inside our copied code. If you want to know some details about this particular class there, then simply we have to open Java API documentation. Insert the Java API documentation, search for the respective package, search for the respective class. If we select a particular class, there we are able to get some description about our respective class here. We are getting that. For example, I'm telling that in my Java application, I have a particular requirement. What is my requirement here? I want to perform input and output operations. I want to perform what their input and output operations. So scanner class I want to use. I need to use the scanner class, but I don't know what is the meaning of the scanner class. I want to get some details about the scanner class, but I know where the scanner class is available. My scanner class is available inside the java.io package, but I don't know anything about scanner class. I know the location where scanner class is available. Then immediately what I have to do there, simply I have to go for our Java API documentation. Inside the Java API documentation, I have to search for the package. Which package here I have to search there? No, java.io package here I have to search. Sorry, java.util package I have to search. Scanner is available in no java.util package, not in java.io. I have to search for like what there, java.util package. Now let me search for java.util package here. Java.lang, java.util. I need to search for like what there, java.util. In alphabetical order, the total thing is available. Now java.util is available or not? As existed here, java.util. Click on it. If we click on this java.util, there we are able to get all classes and interfaces. Number of classes and interfaces are existed here. Now we can understand this clearly. What is our class here now? Our class will be like what there, scanner. Am I right or not? Right, sir. Do you have any scanner class here? Set a sorted map. No. Okay, no problem. Let me check in java.io. I think so it's available scanner. Java.io. Let me check in now. Don't worry. Java.io, where 1 minute. In Java.util, I think so. We checked it interfaces now. 1 minute. I'll show that in Java.util only, but interfaces we are checking now. We have to check it what their classes here we have to check. Yeah, insert the classes only we have to check. Right, sir. Let me check this. Yeah, scanner class is existed or not existed? Existed. Scanner class is available here. Now let me click on the scanner class now. There we are getting some description about our scanner. There we are able to get some scanner details here we are getting there. What details here we are getting there? A scanner breaks its input into tokens using a delimiter pattern, which by default matches white spaces. The resulting tokens may then be converted into values of different types using the various next methods. For example, this code allows user to read a number from system.in. By using system.in, it able to read some data. So like the scanner sc is equal to new scanner of system.in. So if we call sc.nextInt, then it able to read the data. As another example, this code allows long type to be assigned from entries into the file numbers or something else, whatever it may be. Some examples that is given there. Then it is talking about some information about the scanner. Observe carefully. Some details. So inside this, we are able to have a number of methods, number of constructors, number of variables. What we required, just try to check for it and read some information about that particular class and all. Then implement that in our coding part. Then now tell me, who has provided this API documentation? No, Java people, Sun Microsystems has provided this API documentation. We have not created it. All these are predefined library. That predefined library was provided by Sun Microsystems, and its documentation is also be provided by Sun Microsystems. Now this is very much useful for the developers while implementing applications in their respective companies. And when we go for real-time application development, where definitely we are going to get some help from all this content. This is what exactly the meaning of like what no API documentation, that is for predefined library what we implemented. Yes, all of you are getting clarity on this point now. Now here I have a question, guys. What about my question here? My question would be like what there? What I am telling to you. Now we have seen up to now we have seen predefined library and its API documentation we have seen. But my question is it possible to prepare API documentation for our library, for our own library? Is it possible for me to prepare API documentation for my application? Java has provided API documentation for predefined library. Then my question is, I prepared one application. Inside my application, I prepared some classes and interfaces. Then is it possible for me to prepare API documentation for my own application? Right. Answer for this is what there? Yes, yes. It is possible to prepare API documentation. It is possible to prepare API documentation even for our own applications. It is possible to prepare API documentation even for our own document, for our own applications. Then how we are able to prepare API documentation for our own applications? Just I will give that information to you. Try to understand this clearly. Then how it is possible? It is possible to prepare API documentation even for our own applications by using, there is a tool, by using the tool is like what there, Java doc tool. By using what there, Java doc tool. Guys, observe this point clearly. So it is possible to prepare API documentation even for our own applications by using what tool there? No, Java doc tool. But there is a note of a point. Try to observe this clearly. Java doc tool. This is predefined tool which is provided by Java software. When we install Java software in our system, there we are able to get Java doc tool. Automatically we are able to get Java doc tool. Okay, now Java doc tool is able to provide API documentation. Java doc tool is able to provide API documentation in the form of HTML files. The total API documentation is provided by Java doc tool in the form of HTML files. Understand my point clearly? So because of that reason, what we have to do there, I want to prepare an example. Through that, I want to prepare API documentation by using Java doc tool. In front of you, I want to show that. Try to recognize this. Guys, all of you are getting what I'm telling to you? What we are discussing actually? We are discussing comment section in a programming format. In comment section also, I'm trying to talk about like what their API documentation. Up to now, I discussed about API documentation for predefined library that's already existed in the internet that we checked. Now, what I'm telling there, I want to prepare an application. To that application, I want to prepare API documentation. To prepare API documentation to that application, here we have a predefined tool. What is that predefined tool here? No, Java doc tool. Java doc tool is a predefined tool. It able to provide API documentation for our own classes in the form of HTML files. Then how to use this Java doc tool? Right, sir. Now syntax of using Java doc tool is like what there? Java doc space file name dot Java. What we have to provide there? Java doc space file name dot Java. Okay, fine. Let me prepare an example, guys. Don't worry. See, I'm preparing a program to prepare API documentation, not for our understanding purpose. Don't think much about that program and inside the content. To prepare API documentation, I need a program. For that purpose, I'm preparing a program. Then try to check this. Right, sir. Now here what I'm trying to do now. In a D drive, Java 10 new location I've taken where I'm going to take a folder. That folder name is docs. Some folder here I've taken. There I want to save my Java file. There I want to prepare API documentation for my Java file. Okay, now let me take a edit plus no file new Java. Some editor I've taken. Don't worry. In the first Java program development, I will discuss about all these things. But now I need a program. That's why we opened all these things. Okay, what I'm trying to do now, public class. Say for example, I want to take employee. Public class employee. Inside this public class employee, I would like to take like what there. Some variables I want to take public int env semicolon. Every element we have to take public. Then only we are able to get into our documentation. Better to take in public. The public and the string ename. Next one is a public float eSal. Next one is a public string eAddr. Like this, I have taken 4 variables. After taking this, then what I am telling there, I need to take some constructors. Public employee where I want to take into env. This is a constructor. Like this, I want to take multiple constructors. Second constructor and third constructor and fourth constructor. 4 constructors here I want to take with a different parameter list. Public employee into env and string ename. Okay, that's enough. Inside this, public employee into env and string ename comma float eSal. Next one is another constructor here we are trying to prepare public employee into env string ename comma float eSal comma string eAddr that I'm able to provide. How many constructors here we prepared? 4 constructors here we prepared. Next, I want to prepare some methods. Right, what methods here I want to prepare? There public void add of here int env comma string ename comma float eSal comma string eAddr. That's okay now. This is like what there add method. Next one is public void like what there search method into env. Next one is public void update method where int env comma and string ename comma float eSal comma and string eAddr. Next one is a public void delete of int env. That's fine. Guys, observe carefully, all of you know. What is the class here I have taken there? Employee class I have taken. Inside this employee class, how many variables here I have taken there? No, overall 4 variables here I have taken. How many methods here we have taken there? No, sorry, how many constructors we have taken there? 4 constructors I have taken. Then how many methods here I have taken there? No, 4 methods I have taken. These are all. I want to save this program at D drive, Java 10 new docs. What's the location here? D colon slashes Java 10 new. Then inside this Java 10 new, then we have to go for docs. Now inside these docs, I'm trying to save employee.java. And I'm telling you, don't try this example in our system. Why? Because you don't know how to install Java software and how to use Java software. If your system has the Java software, then only you can execute this program. Then only we can see the result of this particular program. Otherwise, it is not possible. So don't try it. Just try to understand. When I complete first Java application development, then you can start your trials over this particular program. But conceptually, we have to understand now. My program is ready. My program is ready. I implemented all the concepts here. Everything is okay. The next one is I need to prepare API documentation for my program. Open command prompt. In command prompt, you have to go for the location. In command prompt, go to the location where you saved your employee.java. So D colon. That means it'll come for C drive to D drive. CD space Java 10 new. Inside the CD space Java 10 new, then CD space docs. Inside this, I saved my Java program, dir. Employee.java is available or not? Dir in the sense showing the content of that particular location, showing the content of the current location. Okay, now it is existed here. Then what next one here after that? No, I have to prepare API documentation for my program, my Java program. To prepare API documentation for Java program, what command here we have to use there? Java doc. The command name is what there? Java doc. Space file name here we have to provide. What is this file name here? No, employee.java. Java doc space employee.java. Click on enter button. Observe carefully here. We are getting some messages. No, generating. What is this file, sir? Employee.html, package frame.html, package summary.html, package tree.html, constant values.html, overview tree.html. All the HTML files are generated or not? So our API documentation is generated in the form of HTML files or not? API documentation is generated in the form of what there? HTML files. Am I right or not? Okay. Now here we are getting that all the things in the form of HTML files. Now let me open it. Here we are having employee.html. Okay, employee.html file is available. Double click on it. If I double click on it, automatically I'm getting API documentation for employee. Of course, I have not used any packages now. That's why frame is not created here. Just only simple class I have taken. Further, I prepared like what there? API documentation. Now tell me about my class employee. We got that API documentation or not? Inside this API documentation, all variables details are available. What are the various variables here we have taken there? ENO, ENAME, ECell, and EADDR. All the things here we have taken. Next one is the constructors. How many constructors here we have taken there? 4 constructors. All these 4 constructors are available or not available? Available. All the 4 constructors are available in the API documentation. 1 minute. Right, sir. Next one is after that methods summary, methods information. How many methods are available here? All 4 methods are available. What are the 4 methods now? Add, delete, search, and update. Methods, that means the fields in detailed information, each and every field information, each and every constructors in detailed information, methods in detailed information. That's it. So totally API documentation here we are getting or not? Total meaning of API documentation here we are getting or not? That is a way to prepare API documentation for us. Yes, all of you are getting it clearly. All right, so now let's observe this clearly. I want to delete everything, no? Only employee.java file is existed, no? That's okay, fine. Now here, observe carefully in my program. In my program, I want to give some comments. Which comments here I'm telling there, try to recognize this. First of all, I'm giving the comment for this public int TNO. Single line comment here I'm using. This is what? What is this single line comment here? It represents employee number. It represents what? Employee number. Again, single line comment or else multi-line comment here I want to use. You know already this multi-line comment, how to prepare this. Right, sir. Now here I want to write like what there. Single line comment colon, it represents employee number. Now here what I want to specify there, multi-line comment, it represents employee name. That's okay, fine. Now here I want to provide documentation comment. How to represent these documentation comments here? 2 stars here we have to provide in the first in the syntax. Every star is representing what? Every star. That means every line must be started with a star. A star here, what I'm telling there, documentation comment, it represents employee salary. It represents what? Employee salary. Okay. For variables, I specified these things. For constructors also, I want to provide some comments here. For first comment, this now here I want to specify like what there, single line comment. So it will create object for employee with ENO. This is one thing. Next one is like what there, multi-line comment here I want to use. What is this multi-line comment here? I want to say like what there, multi-line comments. What I will specify now, it can be used to create employee object with ENO and ename properties. Some description here we are getting. This is multi-line comment. Next, I want to use like what there, documentation comment. Inside this documentation comment, just I want to write like what there, documentation. Here I want to provide some data. What data here we are able to provide now? It can be used to create employee object with ENO comma ename comma ECell. Right, so like this here we provide it. So now tell me, up to now here what I provided here now, for variable 3 types of comments we provided, and for constructors also 3 types of comments here we provided. Now here for methods also I want to provide 3 types of comments. One interesting point I am telling to you. That's why I am preparing all these things. Try to wait for the end of this particular topic. Now here for methods also I want to write single line comment. So it can be used to perform, it can be used to add employee. Now this is what there, again single line comment. This is like what there, single line comment. Next one is what? Then after that, multi-line comment here I'm using there. Now here I want to say like what there, this is like what there, multi-line comment. Then inside this, just I wanted some information. It can be used to search for an employee. Next one is like what there, documentation comment. Documentation comment. Then what is this documentation comment here? It can be used to update employee details, some information. That's it. Finally, observe carefully. In variable 3 comments I've used. In methods, 3 comments I've used. In constructors also, I've used all 3 comments. Now, okay, observe carefully. Now, my requirement is what? I provided 3 types of comments in my Java program. If I prepare API documentation by using Java doc tool, if I prepare API documentation by using Java doc tool, API documentation will be prepared. Inside this API documentation, which commented data will be available inside the API documentation? Is that single line comment data or multi-line comment data or documentation comment data? Which data will be included in the generated API documentation? That's my question. Are getting my question here? Why I'm telling this total point here? Why I've done this total program there? I want to check which comments data will be included in the API documentation which is generated from Java doc tool. In API documentation, which comments data will be included? That's my question here. Now let me prepare API documentation now. Of course, I deleted the total HTML files. Now newly I want to generate these HTML files. Java doc. Then what we have to do there? Now the file name is like what there? Java doc employee.java. Java doc employee.java. Click on enter button. Of course, some warning messages are available. No @param for attribute. It's okay. Warning messages are available. No to think much about it. Finally, required documentation is generated. Okay. Now let me open it. Employee.java, employee.html file is generated. Let me open it. What you have to check there? Which comments are included in the API documentation? Single line comments or multi-line comments or documentation comments. Easily we can understand by seeing the API documentation. Let me double click on it. Now here we are getting like what their API documentation here. Inside this API documentation, what we are getting there? Now here for eCell we are getting a message. What's the message here we are getting for eCell here? Just observe this clearly. Documentation comment colon. It represents employee salary. So what's the meaning of it, guys? Now tell me no. Single line comment. Have you included any single line comment? For env variable, I provided single line comment. For ename variable, I provided multi-line comment. For now, eCell, what comment here we provided there? Documentation comment. So single line comment is not included. Multi-line comment is not included. But what we are getting there now, documentation comments are included. There what comments are included there? Documentation comments are included. Observe carefully. Next one. For constructors also we provided some comments. Am I right or not? For constructors also, here we have given some comments. Observe carefully. What comment is available for constructors here? Now tell me by seeing this total part here. Number of constructors are available here. Now documentation comment. It can be 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, wait. Right, sir. Inside the constructor summary, okay. Right, sir. Inside this constructor summary, documentation comment is included here. It can be used to create employee object with envo, ename, and ecell. Next, inside these methods also, here we provided some comments. Single line comment is for add, multi-line comment is for search, documentation comment is for what their update. Now here we are getting documentation comment. It can be used to update employee details. Right, sir. In detailed information also, we are able to include the commented data. Inside this constructors also, we are able to use that commented documentation comment. In the same way, in methods also, we can use like what their documentation comments. So finally, the conclusion is what? What is the conclusion here we provided there? Note of a point here, what I am telling to you. Among all the comments, only documentation comments and its data and its description will be included in API documentation. Only what there? Only documentation comments and its description will be included in the API documentation generated from Java doc tool. So which are not included here now? Which things are not included here now? If you observe this point here, single line comment and what next one here? Multi-line comments. Single line comments and multi-line comments are not included in API documentation which is generated from Java doc tool. That's it. Only which comments are included here now? Single line comment and what say which comments are not included there? Single line comment and multi-line comments are not included. Only documentation comments are included in generated API documentation. Right, sir. All of you are getting clarity or not? Now response, guys. Are you feeling comfortable? No? Topics are very much clear. Now tell me. I'll ask some questions to you. Then you have to answer for my questions. How many parts are available in Java programming format? 5 parts. What are the 5 parts now? Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section, main class section. Out of these 5, which sections are optional? Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces sections are what? Optional. Which one is mandatory? Main class section is mandatory. What is comment in Java? What is comment? Comment is unexecutable part in Java programming. It will provide some description for the sake of developers understanding, not for the sake of processing, not for the sake of execution. Tell me, what is comment? Come on, complete the definition. Okay, fine. See, the problem yesterday also might be I took some interviews for some of my students. Mock interviews I conducted yesterday evening at 4:30 around. I started that and up to 9 o'clock it was continued. Mock interviews I conducted for other batch. So first time people are attending for my interview. In that mock interview, I was taking interview for them. So what I identified with all the students in yesterday's interview, regularly they are coming to the classes. Regularly they are understanding the content and regularly they are following my content. When I ask instantly some questions, when I ask the questions instantly, people are replying properly. That's okay. Everything is going on good. But when they came to that interview, they are sitting in front of me and they are shivering totally. They are scaring. But regularly they have seen my face. Regularly they are understanding my classes. But when I use the word interview, when they're coming in front of me, they're getting some shivering. That's one point I observed. Okay, leave it. Even for the sake of them, to provide good environment to get more answers from the respective student, then I used to play some jokes also with them. Still they are not coming from that mode. Still they are in showering mode only. Okay. Then I asked some questions to them. Very, very basic questions only. Fundamental questions. I asked some questions to them. So they have the information in their mind, but they're unable to speak out that. There's a major problem I identified in yesterday's interviews. So for you also, I'm telling you clearly, don't scrape by seeing interviewer face. Interviewer is not coming from any other planet. Remember this. Is not alien. Is a normal, ordinary human being in which you are living. In the same way that interviewer is available. Moreover, if interviewer is asking one question and if you are not answering for that question, it will not be a crime. Nobody will hang you because of that reason. After all, you may lose that company. You may go for some other company. But why you down yourself in front of that interviewer? Telling to you clearly. Okay. So think of it. Who is that interviewer? Maybe 5 or 6 years senior than you. 5 or 6 years senior than you. Maybe in some companies, maybe your senior. Unfortunately, if your classmate is having 3 years of experience in a resume, but if you are having fresh in a resume, that your classmate may be the interviewer for you. Yesterday, I think I explained that situation. Okay, understand it. See, one more point I'm telling to you, observe carefully. He may be the ex-student of Amirpet. And one more comparison I'm telling to you, interviewer might be aware about Java 8 version only. But you are understanding Java 18 version. 10 versions advanced than your interviewer. Your knowledge is 10 versions advanced than your interviewer. So feel happy for that. When you go to that interviewer hall, look at that interviewer and give your information confidently. Don't scared by seeing that interviewer face. He's not a ghost. He's a colleague. Might be if you're selecting with that company, he will be a colleague for you. And the companies, no sir, no madam, nothing. No. Everybody you have to say with name. Everybody is equal. Where no priorities, no designations, nothing else. Once you join with the company, even team lead also. See, one culture I'm telling there, I appreciate that culture. If you go for US and if you come to India, in India, when any politician is coming to your street, I don't know what is the reason why. Everybody they're standing there and they're having hands like this and they're saying, "Sir, please, please." They're requesting. No, they're the public servant. They have to serve you. But people mindset is like this in India. But if you go for abroad, if you go for USA, the situation is like this. Even though the street beggar can call that president by like what there, Mr. President. Their mindset is like this. Understand my point here? With that mindset, if you go for interview, you can talk freely with that interviewer. But with the screening, if you go for the interview, you will get sweating in front of interviewer. So by seeing you are sweating, interviewer will play with you. Sure. Understand? These points are very, very important for you. So yesterday, what I observed there, they had the information in their mind. Because of the screening, they are unable to deliver the content. So as I seen that situation with the students, even if I conduct any interview for you, even your situation may also be like this. I thought of it. So here itself I'm telling to you, what is the solution for that particular problem? Two solutions I'm telling to you. One is, while giving answers, you may have some breakups in the statements. Try to come out from this. Don't give breaks in our statements. Full stop to full stop. We have to complete the statement on a single flow. Try to improve that. That is a part of the communication. Comma to comma. You have to complete the statement without having breaks. Moreover, another thing is what I identified with the people there. They had the information, but they don't know how to pronunciate the terminology. The Java terminology, they are unable to speak out properly. If it is a normal English, you can speak with me. Regularly, which words you are using it, that words you can speak comfortably. But when you come for Java terminology, they are unable to speak out the terminology properly. Proper pronunciation is not available with the terminology. So what is the solution for it? Whenever you are studying your material, whenever we want to study your material, study that material content loudly. Open your mouth and study loudly, no problem. At least 4 to 5 times, just study loudly. Automatically, the terminology will be habituated by your mouth. So the terminologies will come from your mouth in a free mode. You will not get any breakups. So that is one solution here, what I am suggesting to you. So then simple, what I am doing, go to your mirror. Stand in front of your mirror. Assume it 100 members are sitting in front of you. Then try to speak out the content loudly. Definitely, you'll understand the content perfectly and you are able to deliver what you are thinking in your mind. We are able to deliver effectively. Only the problem yesterday, what I identified, they have the information in their mind, but they're unable to deliver that. Think a minute about this point. You're very good at Java. You had sound knowledge in Java. But if you're unable to speak out that knowledge, then what is the use of that knowledge? No? Who will recognize you? How interviewer will select you in the next round? How interviewer will select you for the respective company? If you're unable to speak out your knowledge, getting knowledge is one side. Exposing that knowledge is other side. Both must be required. What people are doing nowadays, they're getting knowledge, but they're unable to expose that knowledge in outside. So if second one is off, there is no meaning for first one. You may ask one more question to me now. Okay, sir, I have knowledge, If you give system, I will prove myself. You may ask like this. But before giving system to you, you have to answer for my basic questions. Without answering even a single question, how I can provide system for you? First of all, I have to complete our oral interview. Then after that one, I may go for your system round. So because of that reason, what I'm telling to you guys, this is a common problem for everybody. It's a common problem for everybody. So what I'm telling to all of you, whenever we are preparing yourself, try to speak loudly, no problem. At earlier mode, this is the best methodology for reading. Really, I'm telling you, when you go for Sanskrit, when we go for like Telugu, or when we go for Kannada, any other language, Indian languages are too good, very good when compared with other languages now. In the ancient days, might be in the previous days, olden days, what is the methodology for reading? What is the methodology for learning? No, everybody they are able to read out the content loudly, explicitly. By this, their mouth will be habituated for the terminology. Because of that reason only, see, best example I'm telling that if you go to some church, how church father is able to present the total content there. I'm not asking about any religious related content here. Just I'm asking how he presented, the content in a big screen. He is able to speak loudly, more loudly, able to pronunciate that words exactly. I like that terminology. I like that presentation part. Leave this one. If you go to any temple where how pandits are speaking that mantras and all, even the difficult mantras also they're able to speak easily. How? Part of their practice, they used to speak out that mantras and everything in loud manner. Then only they are getting it. If you go for masjids now, where might be some people might be those who are praying for that, they're able to speak loudly. That haja and all these things. How? So that's what I'm telling there. If you want to come out from this particular problem, fearness, unable to speak content, breaks in our statements. If you want to come out from this particular thing, only one scenario. What that scenario? Try to speak loudly your technology as part of your preparation. That's the old methodology, the perfect methodology, whatever elders are followed. Really, I'm appreciating that methodology. That is a solution for it. But nowadays, what people are doing there, at one side material, at other side mobile phone. One statement they are reading there in their mind, no, next statement they are seeing on WhatsApp chatting. Parallelly WhatsApp chatting with the girlfriend. Parallelly Java, core Java study material. Where your mind is tuned now. Your mind always attracted for this chatting only, not for this Java material. If any message is coming, serious message is coming, no, then automatically this core Java material will be gone outside and it will went for only this WhatsApp chatting on. Come out from that. So you are not for the sake of such kind of scenarios. You are for the sake of your study. This is your life settlement time. Next 6 or 7 months of time is your crucial time. Life settlement time. Don't deviate unnecessarily. If you have any girlfriend, you are committed to marry that girl. Just next day go to that girl and ask that girl, don't disturb me in the next 6 months of time. Once if I get job, then I will come to you, I will marry you. Sure. Give that word and terminate that relation and come here. That's it. Then show yourself and prove yourself and get a job within 6 months of time. Go to the same village and marry the same girl. Then you are right person. Up to 6 months at a time, if you are not getting job no, understand the situation, what that girl will do. That girl will not wait for you, I'm sure about it. Sir, am I right or not? So general information I'm telling there. Don't take any wrong meaning in my statement now. So the point is what? The methodology I'm telling there, how we are going to prepare yourself. Don't go for silent reading guys. Better to speak out loudly. That's why in my classes also I used to ask you a number of questions. But people are looking my face seriously when I'm asking questions now. Speak loudly, no problem. We are childs only. We are childish only. We are totally childs only. In Java, we are totally child. No need to feel anything shy. Even your English is not good. Okay, leave it. 4 times, 5 times, if we speak out my definitions, no, you will read out the same definitions. Your English will be very good. Who said to you? Whose English is good now? Tell me first of all. Who is good in English? Nobody is good in English. Everybody is having their own level of English. Any measurement to measure that English? No. Do you have any measurement to measure that English? Whose English is good and whose English is not good? No, don't have such kind of measurements. In English, everybody is almost all equal. They have their own English. Try to maintain that English and try to speak out that English in a proper way. That's enough. That's it, guys. Then what I'm telling you now. But try to follow this. Let's come for our content, guys. Then what is that API documentation here? I discussed about this API documentation. All right. What is that API documentation here? Then before that, I want to ask you how many types of comments are available in Java? Three types of comments. Three types of comments. What are the three types of comments now? Single line comment, multi-line comment, documentation comment. Okay, fine. What is the single line comment? Allows a description in only one line, single line. Multi-line comment is what? Allows a description in more than one line. What is the documentation comment? Allows a description in more than one page. Now tell me where we are able to use this documentation comment no? Where we are able to use this documentation comment. Documentation comment can be used to prepare API documentations. What is API documentation now? API documentation is what? It is a document. It may be a text file, it may be a doc file, it may be HTML file, it may be a PDF file. It will provide some description about all the programming elements like variables, methods, classes, and so on, which we have used in our Java applications. Okay, fine. Next one is, right, sir. We can get API documentation for Java predefined library in the form of HTML files. In internet, if you open, there we are able to get it. Next one is it possible to prepare API documentations for our applications? No. Yes, it is possible. Then how it is possible here? Just by using what there? Java doc tool. What is this Java doc tool actually? Java doc is able to provide API documentation in the form of HTML files that will be used for our applications. There I shown one example also. How to use the Java doc command here? Java doc space file name dot Java. Next one is note I have given there. What is the note I am giving there? Among all the three types of comments, which commented data will be included in API documentation? In API documentation, which commented data will be included there? No, only documentation commented data. Only what data you know? Documentation comments and description will be included in API documentation generated from Java doc tool. Now, which comments are not included in API documentation? Single line comments and multi-line comments are not included in API documentation, which is generated from Java doc tool. Is that all of you are getting it or not? No, okay, leave this one here. After completion of this particular one, anyway, no problem. Then time is 10:15. I think so. Don't require any break. Required break? Feel free. Now tell me to me. Otherwise, I'll continue up to the next part. Shall we go for 5 minutes break? Right. Better to take 5 minutes break. Then within 5 minutes, I'll start. Then I'll go for the next content. The next content is very, very important. Try to attend for this session, guys. Just take 5 minutes break, guys. 5 minutes break. Okay. Come back. Thank you. Guys, just I'm going to stop this recording for this. Just next 5 minutes of time. Just when I come back for the session, just you have to intimate to me about to start this recording. Okay, guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Yes. Okay, fine. I started recording also. Don't worry. Yeah, yeah. Right. And guys, and those who are in online, I think there is an intimation for all of you regarding UI classes at 8 p.m. I think we started UI classes at 8 p.m. I think already everybody is getting information for that. Okay, guys. I think those are in packages like uh, basic package or complete Java package or full stack Java. Yeah, UI classes at morning time also, but as I given already schedule for it. UI classes might be 2 classes here we provided. Yesterday night 8 a.m. 8 p.m. Yesterday night 8 p.m. UI class was happened, and this is on yesterday, and on a 5th September, on a 5th September again at 6 a.m. another UI class is going to be start. UI class by Sweta ma'am. So try to check your possibility. 8 p.m. UI class yesterday, and 5th September again 6 a.m. another UI class is going to be start. Try to utilize. Okay, guys, and today I started this class by 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Yesterday I said to you I want to take it from 8:30. So today started it at 9 o'clock. Okay. All right, guys. Now try to understand this. The next content is like what there. And one more thing I'm telling to you regarding this new classes information. You are able to get mail and you are able to get messages regarding these new classes. So try to check that mails and messages. No, there we are able to get new batches information. Okay. So for you, don't worry. Those are in full stack and those who are in like complete Java package or basic Java package, we will conduct again Oracle classes and UI classes there. But whatever the schedule I typed on the screen, that is not for you. Actually, that's not for offline students. Okay. So for online students, I given that schedule. But don't worry. For offline people also, we are going to conduct the UI classes and Oracle classes very soon. Maybe once again, I'll give date for this UI classes again. Then try to check this. Okay. Don't worry. Now let's come for our content, guys. Now here, finally, what we understood there, Java doc tool information we understood clearly. Got. Now here, I'm telling one more point. Try to observe this clearly. In Java applications, observe carefully. In Java applications, to provide description, JDK 1.5 version. Which version of the Java? JDK 1.5 version has provided a new feature called as annotations. That's it. What's the point I'm telling to you? In Java applications, to provide description, JDK 1.5 version has provided a new feature called as annotations. That's the point I'm telling to you. Okay. This is the meaning of annotation. This is a requirement. That means to provide some description Java applications, 1.5 version of Java has provided annotations. Then immediately we are getting a question. What is my question here? Sir, in Java applications to provide some description, already we have comments, single line comment, multi-line comment, documentation comment, different types of comments are available in Java. Then what is the requirement to go for annotations? What is the need of these annotations? You may get this type of question. Guys, all of you understand this point or not? So here the point what I am telling to you, in Java applications, to provide description, we have already comments. Then What is the requirement to use? What is the requirement to use annotations? This is my question, kid. Observe this question clearly. In Java applications, to provide description, we have already comments. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? I'll give some clarity. Try to understand this. All of you know. What is that? What is that point here? Try to understand it. Previously, we understood pre-processor related content. Am I right? Previously, we understood pre-processor related content. Am I right or not? Pre-processor is required in Java. Pre-processor is not required in Java. Pre-processor is required in C++. Pre-processor is not required in C++. Is in, not required in Java. This diagram I given. Have you remembered that? Now observe carefully. .c program. Next one is a compilation. Inside the compilation, 4 phases: pre-processor, compiler, assembler, loader, link editor. Compiler, if you open there, how many phases are available here? 6 phases. What are the 6 phases in compilation? No. Lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, code optimization, and code generation. These many phases are available. Okay. Now here, this diagram is in which language there? C programming language. These things are available in which programming language? No, C programming language. I want to convert this diagram into Java programming language. What changes we require there? In place of .c, what we have to write, sir? Now tell me. .java. When we compile C program, we are getting .exe file. But when we compile .java file, what files here we are able to get? No, .class files. Okay. In the case of Java, any chances to have preprocessor? No chances are available to get preprocessor. Now this diagram is converted to .java. Observe carefully. When I compile Java program, compiler is the first mission to perform its operations. Compiler is the first mission in the sense, inside the compiler, lexical analysis phase is the first mission. Lexical analyzer is the first one to perform its operations over Java program. Now, here my requirement is what exactly the meaning of lexical analysis phase. What is this lexical analysis phase? Here we have to understand. All of you understand this now? Lexical analysis phase will perform 2 operations. Lexical analysis phase will perform 2 operations. What are the 2 operations? It is performed by lexical analysis phase. No, buffering and tokenization. Buffering and tokenization. What is the meaning of buffering and what is the meaning of tokenization? What is the meaning of buffering? What is the meaning of tokenization? Observe carefully. .java file is available. Inside the .java file, the total program is existed. What lexical analysis phase will do as part of buffering? Read the total Java program from .java file, store it into a buffer. Total program will be taken. The total program will be stored into a buffer. Storing Java program into a buffer is called as buffering. That process is called as what there? Buffering. After buffering, lexical analysis phase will divide the total program into number of pieces. The total program will be divided into number of pieces, where each and every piece is called as a token. At the end, collection of tokens will be generated. The total process of generating tokens is called as tokenization. The total process of generating tokens is called as what? Tokenization. Everybody put more concentration. So 2 operations are performed here. What are the 2 operations here? First one is a buffering. Second one is tokenization. Buffering is what? Reading data from Java file, storing the data storing that Java program into a buffer. That is called as buffering. Then what is tokenization? Dividing the total Java program into number of tokens. Dividing the total program into number of tokens. That process is called as what? Tokenization. Okay. So two operations are performed by lexical analysis phase. Now coming to our point here, listen carefully. In Java applications, observe carefully what I'm telling you. In Java applications, if we provide a description, along with the comments, if we provide description along with the comments, and if we compile the program, then who will come into the picture? Then lexical analyzer will remove the provided comments, and it's a description from Java application as part of, that means while performing, not as part of, while performing tokenization as part of compilation. That's it. See, observe this point clearly. What I'm telling you, in Java applications, if we provide description along with the comments, and if we compile the program, then lexical analyzer will remove the provided comments and its a description from Java application while performing tokenization as part of compilation. Point is very much clear or not? As part of compilation itself, our comments and its description will be removed. So what is the next point I'm telling there? Here, the provided comments and its description is available up to .java file only, not available to .class file and up to runtime of our application. Clear? If we provide comments on description Java application, up to how much they are traveling along with Java program there, they will travel along with Java program up to .java file only. They will not be available in the generated .class files. They will not be available at the runtime. Up to .java file only. Got my requirement? Got my point or not? But here there are some situations for us. Observe carefully. In general, in Java applications, we need some description. In general, in Java applications, we need some description at runtime of our application. At runtime of our applications, we need some description at runtime of our application. Then which situations here now? I'll give some situations here. What are the situations here? We can understand to simplify debugging process. Next one, to simplify testing of our application. Next one is for server side programs. For the sake of server side program, we need to bring some description at runtime. And for database related applications like Hibernate applications, and so on and so on. So many requirements are available. In all these requirements, I have to bring my metadata in the sense some description at the runtime of our application. In all these requirements, I have to bring some description at the runtime of my application. That's my requirement. So then what is the point I'm telling to you? Observe carefully. To bring the description up to .java file, comma, not only up to .java file, up to .java file, comma, up to .class file, and up to runtime of our applications. To bring description up to .java file, up to .class file, up to runtime of our application, we have to use annotations. We have to use what? Annotations. Here itself I'm giving much clarity about what comments and what annotation. Comments are provided description will be available up to .java file. That comments and its description will be removed by lexical analyzer while performing tokenization in a compilation part. But if you want to bring your description up to .java file, up to .class file, and up to runtime of our application, there we have to use annotations over comments. Comments are able to provide description up to .java file. Not possible to provide description up to .class file and up to runtime. But if you want to bring your description up to .java file, up to .class file, and up to runtime of our applications, there we have to use what their annotations. Points are clear or not? Then if we give this type of information, I'm asked one more question now. Tell me, what is your requirement to bring a description at runtime of our applications? What is the requirement to bring your description up to runtime of our applications? To simplify debugging process, to simplify testing process, for the sake of server-side programming, for the sake of database-related programs, it is necessary to bring our description up to runtime of our application. It is required to bring a description at runtime of our application. For that, we need to use what their annotations. Okay, sir. If you give this type of information, no, then interviewer will ask one more question to you. Interviewer will ask one more question to you. What is that? Another question here. In a Java application, observe carefully. To provide a description at runtime, we have already XML documents. To provide description at runtime, we have already XML documents. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? All of you are getting my question here? Question is very clear. To provide a description at runtime of our applications, already we have XML documents. By using XML documents, we can provide data to our Java applications at runtime. We can provide description at runtime by using XML documents. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? That is another point. So now I will talk some drawbacks with XML documents. To overcome the drawbacks only, we are going to use annotations. We'll talk some drawbacks with annotations. To overcome the drawbacks only, we have to use annotations. So here what I'm telling there, if we use XML documents in Java applications to provide description at runtime, then we are able to get the following problems. What are the various problems here we are able to get? Number one, I'm asking one question to all of you now, try to answer for it. XML technology is inside the Java programming language or in outside of the Java? XML is related to Java or not related to Java? Definitely it is outside of the Java, not inside the part of the Java. It's totally outside of the Java. It's a non-Java technology. If it is non-Java technology and if you are using XML documents in our applications, then being the Java developer, I must learn XML technology separately or not? Being the Java developer, I must learn XML technology separately or not? So this is extra burden to the developers or not? Is extra burden to the developers or not? That's why here what I'm telling there, we must learn XML technology. We must learn XML technology being the Java developer. This is one point. Listen carefully, all of you know. For example, if I use XML documents, in my Java applications, if I use XML documents, then what we have to do? First of all, I have to prepare XML file. At the time of preparing XML file, you must take some responsibility. What is that responsibility there? We must prepare well-formed documents only. That XML document should be well-formed document only. Then only we are able to use that XML document in our Java applications. If it is not well-formed document, then we are unable to use that XML file in Java applications. If it is XML, if it is a well-formed document, then only we can use that XML document in our Java application. Sir, what is this well-formed document that I want to know? What is the meaning of well-formed document? If you want to know that point here, I'll give some clarity. XML document is a well-formed document if and only if it must satisfy some conditions. What are these conditions? No, condition number one, entire XML document must have a single root. That entire XML document must have a single root. Root tag must be single. More than one root tag must not be available. Single root tag must be existed. That is rule number one. Rule number two, for every open tag, there should be a closure tag. For every open tag, there should be a closure tag. Rule number three, every tag must be an user-defined tag. Every tag must be an user-defined tag, and so on and so on and so on. So many rules and regulations are available. If any XML document is following these rules and regulations, if any XML document is following these rules and regulations, then that XML document is a well-formed document. If the document is well-formed document, then only we can use that in Java applications. Then only we are able to use the document in Java applications. So here the point is what there. Here the point is what there. If you want to use XML documents in our Java application, every time we have to check whether that XML document is in well-formed format or not. If you want to use the document in Java applications, every time we have to check whether the document is in well-formed format or not. Then only we are able to use the document in our Java applications. So the second drawback is what there. Every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is in well-formed format or not. Every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is in well-formed format or not. If it is not in well-formed format, then we are unable to read the data properly. Some exceptions here we are able to get. Okay, this is one burden, another burden for the developers. First of all, Java developers must learn XML technology separately. That's extra burden to the developer. And second thing is what there, every time the Java developer has to check whether we are using XML document, well-formed document or not. That means whether that XML document is in a well-formed format or not. That every time we have to check like this. This is one point. Next one. If we want to provide some description through XML document to Java application, first we have to prepare XML document. There we have to keep data. After that, we have to keep that XML document in a location in our system. You have to keep that XML document at a particular location in our system. Am I right or not? We have to keep that XML document at a particular location in our system. Good. Then after that, we have to give that location information inside the Java program to read data from XML. The name and location of the XML document we have to specify in our Java program. Then only we can read data from XML document. So here the button is what? Every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is available at the proper locations or not. If it is not at a proper location, there we are able to get file not found exception. So what developers have to check every time developers have to check whether the provided XML document is at proper locations or not. If not, file not found exception will be raised. Again, this is extra burden to the Java developers. So here, what's the point I'm telling you now? Every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is available at proper locations or not. This is again extra burden to the Java developers. Every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is available at proper locations or not. Next one. All of you observe carefully. Another point here, what I'm trying to say, no. XML document is available. Java program I have written. Then I have to read data from XML document or not. At runtime of my program, I have to read data from XML document or not. If we want to read data from XML document, there we have to use a parsing mechanism. Which mechanism we have to use there? Parsing mechanism we have to use. If we want to read data from XML documents, there we have to use parsing mechanisms. Please recognize my statement. Parsing mechanism we are able to use. That means parsers we are able to use. Who will perform this parsing? No, parsers. Parsers are available. Number of parsers are available. All parsers are not suitable for all XML documents. Some parsers are suitable for some XML documents. Some other parsers are suitable for some other XML documents. So, but here what we have to do now, every time we have to check whether we are using right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. Now, our burden is what? Again, every time we have to check whether we are using right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. This is again burden to the developers. What I'm telling to you, every time we have to check whether we are using right parsing mechanism or not, right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. All of you get my point here? So these are overall problems here what we are able to get. Now tell me guys, if we use XML documents in our Java applications, what problems here we are able to get? What is the first problem here? We are able to say we must learn XML technology. Second one is what there, every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is in a well-formed format or not. Well-formed format or not. Next one is what? Every time we have to check whether the provided XML document is available at proper locations or not. Every time we have to check, whether we are using right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. These many problems here we are able to get. Now I'm giving solution to you. Now try to understand it here. To overcome all the above problems, we need a Java alternative, not XML alternative. If it is an XML, then only these many problems we are getting. So don't go for any non-Java alternative. Then here we have to go for a Java alternative. So to overcome all the above problems, we need a Java alternative. That is, what is that alternative here? No, annotations. To overcome all the problems, we need Java alternative. That is what there, annotations. Annotations is a Java syntax. Annotation is a Java feature. Annotation is a Java related concept. So no need to learn separately. Part of the Java only we have to learn. So once you are using annotations, no need to maintain any XML document. No need to check whether it is a well-formed document or not. No need to check whether it is at proper locations or not. No need to check whether we are using right parsing mechanisms or not. All these checkups we can avoid. Directly we can provide our description aligned with annotation. We can access the description at runtime of our application. That's possible. Directly we can get the description from annotation only. No need to maintain XML document. The simple solution here we are getting in the form of what there, annotations. This is what exactly the meaning of annotations. Nice. Okay, fine. After understanding these annotations, after understanding the point of these annotations, now here I have a point. What is that note type of point here? Observe carefully. In Java J2EE application, that means in core Java and as well as in advanced concepts. In J2SE and in J2EE applications, we will use annotations as a best alternative for XML documents. That's it. Annotations are the best alternatives for XML documents. So we are not going to use XML documents nowadays. Everywhere we are going to use what their annotations. But I have a question: which technologies are supporting XML still? Which technologies are supporting annotations as of now? I want to list out the technologies which are XML based and which are annotation based. Let me give some list of technologies there. Now here I want to say XML based technologies. Next one is annotation based technologies. XML based technologies. Another one is like what there, annotation based technologies. Observe carefully. What is this XML based here? Observe carefully. Up to JDK 1.4 version, only XML based is available. Okay, but right from JDK 1.5 version, annotations are available. Next, number 2, you can observe this clearly. JDBC 3.0 version, that is what their XML based. JDBC like 4.x version, 4.0 version onwards, which things are available? Annotations are existed. Number 3, after completion of this, servlets 2.5 version is purely XML based. Servlets 3.x version is purely annotation based. Next one, after that, struts 1.x version is purely XML based. Struts 2.x version is a purely annotation based. JSF 1.x version is a purely XML based. JSF 2.x version is purely annotation based. After completion of this, JSF, struts and JSF, no. EJB's 2.x version is purely XML based. EJB's and 3.x version is purely annotation based. Hibernate 3.2.4 is purely XML based. Hibernate 3.2.5 is purely annotation based. Next one is after that. Spring 2.4 version is purely XML based. Spring 2.5 version onwards, annotation based. And so on. So many technologies. As per my awareness, I have given list of these technologies. But I'm asking this question to you, answer for it. Here XML based technologies and these are the annotation based technologies. If you observe these version numbers now, we can give a conclusion. What is that conclusion here? All older versions are XML based. All newer versions are what? They're annotation based. All older versions are XML based. All newer versions are what? Annotation based. In the case of annotation based, XML document is optional. Not to remove completely that XML. Just it is optional. If you want to still in annotation based technologies, still if you want to use XML, then you can use it. But it is not mandatory to use XML document. There is an alternative for XML documents in annotation based. That alternative is what? There annotations. All of you get my point or not? In annotation based technologies, XML is optional. I'm not saying to you completely XML is omitted, completely XML is removed, only annotations are used. I'm not saying that. But still in annotation based technologies, XML documents are existed. In annotation based technologies, XML documents are possible. We can use XML configurations if you want to use instead of annotations. But it's not mandatory. In place of the XML documents, we can use annotations. Following or not? Right, sir. Now this is the total information about like what there. Comment section. Which topic we are discussing as now? Tell me. Java programming format. In Java programming format, how many parts are available? 5 parts. Can you tell me what are the 5 parts now? Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section, main class section. Where what we completed now? Comment section. Totally, the total part we completed. Even annotations, introduction also were given. Okay, just try to remember this content here. Maybe whenever we go to your home, then try to recollect the total content. That's okay, fine. Next one is the second section here is like what there? Package section. Observe carefully. Package section. What is this package section actually? What is the meaning of this package section? First of all, what is a package? Right, sir. Now I'll give one diagram. Try to understand this diagram here. Observe carefully. Now, Java programming language is available. It is a combination of APIs. J to SE API, J to EE API, J to ME API. Okay, JDBC API, Servlets API, JSPs API, and so on and so on and so on. Next, API is a combination of packages. API is a collection of packages. For example, if we take Java SE API, J to SE API, java.lang package, java.io package, java.util package, java.awt package, java.net package, java.text package, a number of packages are available. Right, sir. Then what is this package actually? Package is a collection of classes and interfaces. Package is a collection of classes and interfaces. If we take, for example, java.io package, if we take, serializable is an interface, IO stream is an abstract class, output stream is an abstract class, byte array input stream is a class, file input stream is a class, file output stream is a class, right? Buffered reader is a class. Like this, number of class and interface are available in packages. Next one, classes contains variables and methods. Classes or interfaces the combination of variables and methods. So this is the total Java structure. Java is a combination of APIs. API is a combination of packages. Package is a combination of classes and interfaces. Class or interface is a combination of like what there? Variables and methods. Now here, what I require the definition here, I don't require all of them. Just I required only one definition. What is the definition here I required there? Package. What exactly the meaning of package? Tell me, sir, what is this package actually? Package is what? Package is a collection of classes and interfaces or not? So by this we understood this definition. Now I'll give a simple definition. Try to understand it here. Definitions here I'm telling there. Try to understand this. No. Package is the collection of interrelated classes and interfaces as a single unit. First definition I given. As per the diagram, I given clearly the definition here. What is this package here? Now tell me. No, package is the collection of interrelated classes and interfaces as a single unit. But I have a question, sir. What is this interrelated actually? What is the meaning of this interrelated? What are your understanding about it? Very simple. Java.io package is available. Say for example, Java.io. Inside the Java.io, so many classes and interfaces are available. Say for example, I want to take a buffered reader. Buffered reader. Next one, after this buffered reader, I want to say for example, input to stream. Buffered reader is okay. Then what next one here? Input to stream. Next one is after that. Input to stream. Next one is input to stream reader. Input to stream reader. And so on. So many classes are available. So many classes are existed here. All these classes are related. All these classes' purpose is what? Input and output operations. Java.io is for what purpose there? No, Java.io is for input. Java.io is for what purpose there? Input and output operations only. Input and output operations only. For the sake of these operations, input and output operations purpose only, we are using the Java.io. The Java.io includes what? Buffered reader, input stream reader, and so on and so on and so on. I'll forget my point or not. So all these classes are related classes only. One class may be used in another class may be used in another class, like this. Some relation is existed between all of them, but all these are for the sake of what? Their input and output operations only. So Java.io is a package which contains all the related classes as a single unit. This is one example I'm telling there. So finally the definition is like what there? What is the definition here? Package is a collection of interrelated classes and interfaces as a single unit. Okay, fine. This is definition 1 I'm telling to you. Now definition 2 I'm telling to you, observe carefully. Package is a folder. In our operating systems, we are getting folders or not? We are getting folders or not? Package is a folder. Right click a new folder. Folder will be created. In general, the folders are having files or not? Inside the folders, we are able to keep only files or not? So package is a folder contains a dot class of files. Not all the files. Contains what there? Dot class of files. Folder contains dot class files. Okay, these dot class files representing these dot class files are representing related classes and interfaces. That's it. Same definition, but in another direction. Package is a folder contains a dot class files. These dot class files are representing related classes and interfaces. Yes, all of you get my points or not? So these are the like two definitions for packages. Guys, now tell me, what are the two definitions for packages now? First one is what? Package is a collection of interrelated classes and interfaces as single unit. Second one is what there? Package is a folder contains dot class files representing related classes and interfaces. Next one is advantages of the packages. Just I want to list out the advantages only. I don't want to give any explanation as of now. Why? Because packages, there is a separate topic for us. There nearly I have to spend nearly 7 to 8 hours of time for packages now. There I will discuss that all the total examples here. But here part of the language fundamentals, that means part of the Java programming format, part of the package section, I need to discuss about this package now. That's why I'm giving little bit introduction about packages here. Otherwise I will discuss this total content in packages topic. Okay, now try to observe clearly. What are the various advantages of the packages? If we see the advantage of the packages, no, first one is modularization. First one is what there? Modularization. Okay. Second one is abstraction. Third one is security. Fourth one is shareability. And the fifth one is reusability. Still, if you are expecting one line information about each and every advantage, no, I give you some clarity. First one is what there, no, modularization. Package is a folder or not? Example, understand this, no? I'm preparing a bank application now. Inside my bank applications, how many modules are available? Multiple modules are available. Accounts module, transactions module, loan module, like this. So what I'm going to do there, accounts related classes and interface, I want to keep in a separate folder. Transaction related classes and interface, I'll keep in a separate folder. Loan related classes and interface, I'll keep in a separate folder. Okay. First folder is representing accounts. Second folder is representing transactions. Third folder is representing loan. All of you get my point or not? Tell me, what is the second definition of the package? No. Package is a folder or not? Contains dot class files representing related classes and interfaces or not? Same definition is applied here. If you want to define a module in any application, there we are going to create a folder. That folder is nothing but what there? A package. Package is a folder. Similarly, a module is represented in the form of what there? A folder. Indirectly, what I am telling there, packages are providing folders or not? That folders are representing modules or not? So modularization we are able to get with the packages or not? That is a simple example. Not to think too much about it. Package is a folder. Folder is representing module in our application. So package is representing a particular module or not? So modularization we are able to get in Java applications through packages. Leave this one. Next one is what their abstraction. Abstraction is nothing but hiding up of some data. Once if we give something in a folder, is it visible in outside of this folder? Once you keep something in a folder, no, is it possible to see that directly? No. Folder is nothing but package, no. If any content if we provide inside the package, no, we cannot access it directly. There we have some rules and regulations. We have to import the package where the scope of the elements must be public. Then only we can access it. By default, they are hidden or not. The packages are hiding its internal declarations or not. Inside the packages, classes and interface are available that we are not going to get directly. They're not exposed in outside directly. If you want to get them, there is a set of rules and regulations we have to follow. Then only we are able to get that class and interfaces from the packages now. So by default, packages are providing hidingness. Hidingness is nothing but what their abstraction. Wherever hiding is available, their protection is available or not. Wherever hiding the content, their automatically protection will come or not. Wherever protection is available, automatically security will come or not. So where abstraction is available, where modularization and abstraction is available, there automatically security will come. There automatically we are able to get what there? Security. Security we are able to achieve. Leave it. Next one, shareability. I prepared one package now. I prepared one package. Observe carefully. When I prepare a package now, 10 programs require the same package. 10 programs are running parallelly. All 10 programs require the same package. Yes, that single package, single copy of this package will be shared to all 10 programs at a time. Shareability is different and reusability is different. Don't combine both at a single time. Shareability is different and reusability is different. What is shareability and what is reusability? I will give one simple example. Guys, observe carefully. I have some Java knowledge. I had some content in my mind about Java. Morning 7 to 8:30 I have taken the class. Same Java I have given. 8:30 to 10 another batch. 8:30 to 10 another batch is going on for me. Now tell me, for 8:30 to 10 o'clock batch, have I prepared Java again? Same Java what I thought at 7 to 8:30, same Java concept I am reusing or not? Now 10 to 11:30 batch. Same Java I am reusing or not? Maybe next 11:30 to 1. Same Java batch. Next up to 9 o'clock, 8 batches now. Same Java I'm reusing or not? But how many times I defined in my mind? How many times I prepared myself? No, only one time I prepared. But how many times I'm reusing the same thing? As many times as I like. A number of times I'm repeating the same content or not? This is nothing but reusability. So define one time, use any number of times. Define one time, use again and again, again and again. That is called as what there? Reusability. Define package one time. 10 programs wants to get that, but one by one. So we can reuse the same package in multiple programs in one by one fashion. That's okay, coach. Shareability, I'm telling to you. Listen, I'm asking to you one question. This is our class today. You're all students, you're attending my class. I'm teaching now. Tell me, here how many trainers are available? Only one trainer. One trainer is teaching the content. How many students are listening? No, for example, 100 members are listening. 100 students are listening. How many trainers are teaching? No, only one trainer is teaching. But how many students are listening? 100 students are listening. Means that whatever Java I am talking now, that Java is shared to or reached to all 100 members or not? Whatever Java I am teaching now, that Java is reached to all 100 members or not? So all 100 members are getting my Java or not? That is, my Java is shared to all 100 members or not? Understand my point here? That means at a time all 100 members are getting my Java or not? That is, my Java is shared to all 100 members or not? Simply I'm sharing my knowledge with you. Today I'm sharing my Java knowledge with you. That is the meaning of shareability. At a time 100 members are getting my Java knowledge. That is the meaning of shareability. I'm sharing my knowledge with you. That's the meaning of shareability. But batch by batch, I'm using the same Java. I'm talking same Java batch by batch. So that is nothing but what the reusability. But giving information to all 100 members at a time, that is nothing but shareability. Shareability is different, reusability is different. I prepared a package, 100 programs are running parallelly. All 100 programs are accessing this Java program. This is shareability. Okay, one program is using Java program. That's okay. One program is using this Java package. Nice. Another program, after completion of this program, another program is getting the same Java copy. Yes, okay, night. Another program is also be using the same Java. This is nothing but reusability. This is nothing but what there? Reusability. Shareability is different, reusability is different. Using the same content again and again, reusability. Getting the content at a time by multiple people is nothing but what their shareability. So packages are able to improve both. Packages are mainly for shareability and mainly for what their reusability. So these are the various advantages of packages. Guys, now tell me, what are the various advantages of packages? No, overall 5 advantages are available. What are the 5 advantages of packages? No, modularization, abstraction, security, shareability, and reusability. That's okay, nice. Next one is types of the packages. What are the various types of the packages? No, here two types of the packages are existed. First one is predefined packages. First one is what there? Predefined packages. And second one is user defined packages. First one is what there? Predefined packages, user defined packages. Here, what is the meaning of this predefined package and what is the meaning of user defined package? Observe carefully. Predefined packages, observe carefully. These are already defined by Java programming language. Some packages are available. These are defined by Java programming language already. They will come to us along with the Java software installation. When we install Java software, automatically all the packages which are provided by Java programming language are available to us. So what I'm telling there, these packages are defined by Java programming language. These packages are defined by Java programming language. Right, sir. These packages are defined by Java programming language. Then where developers have to think how to use them. Already they are defined, but how to use them is the responsibility of the developers. Sir, I want to get clarity. All of you are feeling good. All of you are understanding these points. Gradually, people are coming to the sleeping state. I'm observing clearly. Gradually, their eyes are closed. Please remember this. We are not doing any night out here. Day out only. Daytime only you are attending this class, not at night time. After all, you are attending maybe 2.5 hour class. For this, your feeling is like you are attending too much class today, too much hard work you are doing today. Don't feel like that. This is after all 2.5 hour class. Think a minute about it. In our colleges, how many hours of time you are spending there? Nearly 8 hours of time you are spending. But here, after all 2.5 hour of time. Even further, your faces are like what there? Too much class today, then I have achieved something else. Don't go for such kind of things. Just after all basics of the Java, just a 2 hour or 2.5 hour of class you completed up to now. Be active and try to understand what I'm telling to you. Content is very good, but try to understand it. Okay, fine. So these packages are defined by Java programming languages where developers have to think how to use them. That's it. Where developers have to think how to use them. That's it, not more than this. So this is about like what their predefined packages. Examples are available. Number of examples are available there. Java.io package, and the next one is like what there Java.util package, and so on and so on. Java.sql package, and so on. So many packages are available. All these are predefined packages. But what about this user-defined package? Actually, user-defined packages. Now observe carefully. These packages are defined by the developers as per their application requirements. These packages are defined by the developers as per their application requirements. where developers are responsible for defining and using them. In the case of predefined packages, no, developers are responsible for using them, not to define. Already Java has defined them. Now, in the case of user-defined library, user-defined packages, no, we have the developers must take the responsibility of defining them. Developers must take the responsibility of using them. Clear? Right, sir. Now, first of all, we have to think how to use them, how to define them, how to define these user-defined packages, how to declare user-defined package. To declare user-defined packages, we will use the following syntax. What is the syntax here? We have to use there. Observe carefully. Package is a statement. Package. Next one is what there? Package name semicolon. Package name semicolon. In this way, we are able to define a package in Java. Nice. What is this package name actually? Where package name may be a single name or the combination of parent package name and child package name. Where package name may be a single name or maybe the combination of parent package name or a child package name. That's it. What is this? So examples here I'm telling you, now try to observe carefully. Say for example, package P semicolon, where P is a single name. For example, we can use package P1.P2.P3. For example, P1.P2.P1.P2, that's it. Another example I'm telling you, package X.Y.Z semicolon. Like this, we can define these packages now. So where package name may be a single name or the combination of parent package name and child package name with a dot separator. With what separator here? No, dot separator. Examples here I'm telling to you, package P semicolon, package P1.P2, package X.Y.Z. Right, sir. Here it is a single name. P is a single name. If you observe this P1.P2, what is this P1.P2? P1 is a parent package and P2 is a child package. Means that P1 is a big folder. Inside this folder, P2 is a child folder. That means sub folder. Next, X.Y.Z. X is a parent to Y. Y is a child to X. Again, Y is a parent to Z. Z is a child to Y. X is a folder. Inside this X folder, Y is a sub folder. Inside Y is sub folder, Z is another folder. So outer folder is X. Inside this outer folder, Y is what there? Sub folder. Inside the sub folder, Z is what there? No, another sub folder. Yes, sir. All of you are following or not? Of course, I can show the diagram also, but you are imagining that. Right, sir. Now, anyway, package name should be like what there? Either single name or we have to provide like what there? Parent package name or child package name with the dot separator. I think I'm not feeling good, sir, by seeing your faces now. Everybody, almost all. Saturated people are coming there. Your faces are not in a position to listen my content. Just simply you are sitting and we are attentionally we are seeing my face only. Your mind is not working. You are not coming along with me. Some people are enjoying with their sleep and some other people are just looking my face by thinking some other internally. I'm observing clearly. So when I give a statement, by having your movement, by seeing your movement, I can understand whether you're following or not. But most of the people are not following it. Anyway, almost all time is also be up. Don't worry for it. So we are long with you know. That's what I'm telling to you. Just after all 2 hours of class. See, don't think it is only a long time we are coming along with you know. Maybe in the next journey is very important for us. Just as the trailer part only for the movie. Once if I start object orientation Monday onwards, content will be very important. If you are sleeping inside my classes there, 1,000 rupees will be the fine. Yeah, every day bring 1,000 rupees. No, seriously, I'll collect 1,000 rupees from everybody, those who are sleeping inside the class. And if you want to sleep inside my class there, then sleep well, no problem, but give 1,000 rupees to me. Huh? Right, sir. That's okay. That's fine for today. I'll not continue that. Anyway, time is also be completed there. Up to now, what I completed there, how to declare user defined package I completed, but few more points are remaining. And tomorrow I will discuss about it. Then what I am telling to you, tomorrow at 8:30 you have to come with the same link, guys. Tomorrow also we have a session. Please remember this. Let me complete this topic tomorrow. Tomorrow also I will take the session, and tomorrow come to the class by 8:30. If you come at 8:30, 8:35 or 8:40 or 8:45, depending on my schedule, I will come here, but be ready at 8:30. If it is possible for me at 8:30, I will come here. Okay, come at 8:30. I will take the session, and for online students, the same link we can use there. And other thing is what there, I'm requesting to everybody, tomorrow when you are coming to the class, along with you, better to take some chocolates with you. You can eat inside my class there. I don't have any problem. Even if you want to bring breakfast, you can bring it. You can take your breakfast inside my class there. Parallelly, you can listen my class. I don't have any problem. But please, I'm requesting to everybody, don't sleep inside the class. No. Sleeping is not good habit at daytime. Sleeping is a bad habit at good time. See, God has given two timings clearly for us: night and day. Night is for what purpose? Sleeping. Day is for what purpose? For working. Unfortunately, what our people are doing, night time they are working, daytime they are sleeping. Even God also be not accepting this kind of timings. No, that's why because of that reason only we are getting something like tsunami or this kind of natural cultivatives are coming because of this reason only. We are against to the nature. We are not in the form of nature. Don't do like this. So night sleep well, work well at daytime. Come to the classes or learn well. Understand it what I'm telling you, right? So don't repeat it in tomorrow. Tomorrow the topic is very, very important. Max, I'll try to complete the total part. So tomorrow exactly at 8:30 you have to come here. We are going to discuss about this topic, completion of this topic on tomorrow. Day after tomorrow onwards, Monday onwards, 8:30 to 10. Whoops, I will start at one side. At the 10 to 11:30, I'll start steps to prepare first application. Steps to prepare first application may take 3 to 4 days of time. In Whoops also introduction classes, that total introduction is going to be take nearly 4 to 5 days of time. So meanwhile, first application will be completed 10 to 11:30. You'll start programming. Then in when we are getting programming and object orientation, meanwhile you may complete programming at 10 to 11:30, so that you will understand clearly every point here. Don't miss that classes there. So tomorrow's class also be very, very important. Try to come for the tomorrow's class. Even tomorrow's session, if it is possible, I'll start steps to prepare first Java application, at least some part. If I complete this Java programming format a bit of earlier mode, definitely I will start the steps to prepare first application. By that we are able to get some clarity. Okay, that's okay, fine. And guys, one small requirement, I think so. Videos maybe yesterday and day before yesterday, I think so. There's a problem with the Google Drive. Our people are uploading on time, but Google Drive issue is going on there. It's not only for our problem; it's a common problem for everybody. So just wait a few hours of time, then it will be play. That videos will play after a few hours of time. Why? Because the problem came from Google Drive. They are not providing the proper service for us. Understand it clearly. But our people have uploaded that videos there, regular uploads only, right? But Google Drive, they are not allowing us to watch that video immediately. They are giving some time. In some videos, maybe on immediately you are able to get it. In some situations only you are able to get this type of delay. Then don't worry for it. Okay. Right, guys. Thanks for it. And tomorrow we'll see the remaining content. Tomorrow at what time we have to come here? 8:30. Come here at 8:30 with along with our chocolates, right? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. చెప్తారు రేపు నుంచి వస్తాయి ఎల్లుండి నుంచి వస్తాయి how to download Java software, how to install it. From that point onwards, you will get everything. Don't worry. That's fine. And guys, and day after tomorrow onwards, link is going to be changed. Monday onwards, link is going to be changed. If any of you are not yet registered, so please confirm your registration. Then our people, our admin people will send like link information to you by tomorrow for those who registered for this course now. Then please register immediately if you are not yet. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8:30 with the same link. No need to go for any other link there. With the same link tomorrow at 8:30 you have to attend. There we will start our session. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.